Welcome back to another episode on the Minetopia server. If you're new to the channel and don't know what Minetopia is, it is a Minecraft SMP server where myself and a group of YouTubers produce fun, entertaining content. In today's video, I'll show off a lot of progress what I've been working on behind the scenes in preparation to upgrading the Megabase at a quicker rate. If you do enjoy this series and want to see more videos like this, just click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any other videos that I post. Other than that, I hope that you enjoyed the video and don't forget to check out the other Minetopians to see what they're up to. First thing I want to do is just catch up and kind of show you what I've been doing off camera, because there hasn't really been too much to do necessarily on camera because a lot of it's been grinding. And if you notice, this zoom feature is new. How the zoom feature is working is completely new, and I've switched from using Optifine to using Sodium, and there's a few reasons why, and I'll get to it as I'm talking and running through what has been going on. But this is a new zoom mod. This is a completely different one from the Optifine mod, so that is why it kind of has like a bit of a smooth transaction to it, but I'll get used to it. And there might be a few different lighting changes from switching to Sodium, but it should be a lot smoother playing this game now. There might be a few screen tears here and there, but I think that's just because of the version of Minecraft we're running on. But let me show you what I've been doing inside of the base, because there's a lot of stuff I've been doing inside the start base, and it may look like a bit of a mess. Yes, it is very messy and there's a lot of stuff going on, but there's a whole new section here, so I'll catch up with that. We did pretty much most of this, I believe, on a live stream, which was on last weekend. So if you didn't catch out the live stream, I do live stream each weekend, and I try to do it at least on Saturday and Sunday from 9 PM GMT. And I'll be live streaming after this episode, and it's actually going to be something in the Nether, and it's going to be another farm. So if you just do come over, you can see what's going on behind the scenes, and not exactly everything what's just going to be putting into this footage, because I'm going to definitely be doing a bit more of kind of like updates with Minetopia rather than doing very story driven, unless I have time to do it on that week. But because of me going into university, it's going to be hard for me to do as many replay mod shots and make it as story driven. But saying that, it depends on what I'm doing. So if I'm doing a project what doesn't take too long to do, I can make it a bit more story driven and a bit more fun rather than just being update videos. But we're going to get on with what's been going on here. So as you can see, there's a weird thing here which you might not be aware of. This was all the villagers we had previously, and we had all these villagers on, and we had all these villagers on here. This is completely brand new, and we've got even more villagers here. So I believe this is another 5 villagers, and this is to get quartz. And you can probably hear all the villagers. They're very loud. And yes, I need to figure out a way to silence them, even though I've already got them all silenced on the name tags. But all these have the ability to get a zombie behind it. So it's the same with these ones over here. I can put a zombie behind this, I can put a zombie behind there. But at the moment I've just been transferring one zombie about. And then we've actually got another section which you come down here, and we've got even more. So we've got all of these ones which you can get quartz from. These two here. All of these are on here. All of these are on here. It is so amazing like how many I've got. And then we've still got loads which we've been breeding up inside of here where automatically has been bred. So I've got so many villagers. And the reason why I switched to Sodium, as I was saying, because of the FPS. Currently, you can see I'm running at around 120 FPS. Previously, because of the amount of mobs that are here, I think it was a lighting update situation which was making it lag, because each of them has their own sort of lighting. And because there's so many mobs here, well, so many villagers, there's, I think, honestly, there's at least, I know I've got at least 30 of these villagers down here for the blocks of quartz. And then I've also got some other villagers I need to show you. But then there's probably about 20 in here as well, as long as the iron golems, and then the other like probably 30 up top. So we're looking at nearly 100 villagers, probably around that, what I've got here. So it's going to be a bit laggy regardless. So Optifine wasn't doing the best with that, and there's nothing wrong with Optifine. Optifine is a very good mod which does help you, and it also has shaders if you want to do shaders. But for what I'm doing right now, I prefer performance over the kind of visual stuff it has. And I can still do the zoom feature, which was pretty much the main thing I liked about Optifine, so I'm not too bothered about it. Yeah, so I've got all these, so that this is helping me out so much with the quartz situation, because previously I was only trading with 11 villagers. I believe it was 11 villagers for blocks of quartz. So now, I don't know how many I exactly get, but if I do count it up, I'll show on the screen exactly how many quartz blocks I get per trip, so when I'm trading them all up. And then this is the only way I've been getting emeralds. So I've been trading before as what I've already had before, if that makes any sense. I only had the ink sacks to trade and the books. So if I look here, I've been getting a lot of bookshelves, because the bookshelves are actually 1 emerald each. So every time I pretty much buy 1 bookshelf, I get 3 books from it. So I have to break it, but then I get 2 emeralds profit. So it's not too bad. I pretty much trade all the ink sacks and the emeralds here. So it gives me a few here, but now because of the amount of emeralds that I'm collecting from here, I needed more emeralds. So I didn't want to be trading all the way ink sacks, ink sacks, ink sacks. So I wanted to add something else in, and I do have something which is very useful. So if we just come on further down here, and then we've got another further section. This is what I've recently worked on. I just somehow fell. I've got another section here, which I can also add a zombie behind, which I have done. And these are actually clerks. I believe they're called clerks. And this is rotten flesh. So I basically just have to trade 1 rotten flesh. It took a while to knock them down. I think it only reduced 4 or 6 rotten flesh each time I cured the villager. And because I have so many, well, I have a gold farm now, so I'd have to worry about having golden apples to trade them and reduce them down and cure them. So I've got it to the point where it's 1 rotten flesh per villager, and there's 22 of these villagers along here. So yeah, I pretty much get around nearly 6 stacks of emeralds just from these, which is very, very nice. I can only trade this once and then it bumps up the price. But when I trade this once and it bumps up the price, I pretty much can just go up, trade up all the quartz blocks, trade on the other stuff, and then when I come back down here, it's pretty much reset. So that is pretty much caught up on the majority of stuff what I've been doing, outside of obviously the trading with all the blocks. But yeah, it's a lot of work, and if you know about villagers, it does take a while to kind of push them where you want them to push them. And it definitely wasn't easy as the jobs, and it wasn't necessarily the most fun of jobs, but I think it's worked out pretty well. And we've got a giant trading hall now, and we can always expand it onwards because I'm actually quite deep down now. And you may be wondering why it kind of is in this weird shape what I've got on. Behind here is actually the mine, which is the Starter Island mine. Yeah, as you can see, this is actually the mine, so I couldn't build straight up right next to it. Okay, I somehow messed up here. Nobody knows that's there. But yeah, so I couldn't build here, otherwise I would have had more of these villagers along here. But yeah, there's so many villagers, and I've been able to get the blocks of quartz, which was the main issue without the Megabase and how it's been taking so long to do the Megabase. But now let's just kind of go over to the Megabase, because the Megabase is what we're going to be working on today, and it's only going to be a little bit what we're going to be working on. We're actually going to be working on the kelp farm, which is what we wanted to do quite a while ago. I believe it was when we first made the gold farm. I actually wanted the kelp because I want to be using that in the furnaces. So that zombie piglin farm, it basically drops golden swords, and we need a fuel source which is renewable, so that's why we're doing a kelp farm. And it's going to be a pretty big kelp farm from what I can tell. I don't need it to be necessarily too big because it's constantly going to be running because it's at the Megabase, so we're going to pretty much be running consistently whilst we're around it, and that's where we've transferred most of the stuff over to. But let me just jump over there and I will catch you at the base, and we'll show you what has been done, because a lot of work has been done, because I've had a lot of blocks of quartz I've been trading, like a lot. And with the magic of editing, here we are at the Megabase, and we've pretty much finished. I would say not necessarily finished, but we've finished placing the blocks what we needed to for the exterior kind of walls. So as you can see, I don't know if I even updated from previously, but I think in the last episode that we've shown, this wasn't all placed here, so the grass blocks weren't placed here. So I've filled out every single grass block now. I've put in the walls, so this was so much quartz. And I've also done the outer layer as well, which took quite a lot of time. So we've managed to get it all sorted out. And yeah, there's a lot of quartz blocks we've been placed. I think it's about 30,000 blocks of quartz what we've used so far, so it's quite an insane amount. And this isn't even the finished product. We've also still got the actual main base, which is going to be in the middle, which is going to go up to the sky limit. So it's quite a lot to go on about it, and we're still going to be working on improving it, so it's not just grass, so it don't look as bland as it is at the moment. But this is what we're going to be working on here, and this is where we're going to be doing the kelp farm. So it's a bit of a weird shape what we're going to be doing. I did want to keep the circle theme going, which we've kind of got going on. Yeah, and I wanted to kind of make a circle outwards from one of the walls, but at the same time, for the kelp farm, we need it to be a bit wider. So I think we needed it to be 11 blocks wide, and from this side to this side, it's 11 blocks. And then we've got the exterior, which we're going to be covering it as like a wall, so it's going to be hidden. And I think it needs to go 14 blocks high, or maybe 21 blocks high, something like that. So it's going to go quite high up along the wall, and it's going to stand out from this side. So I may end up adding some more circles to kind of make it look like it's some form of buildings, and it's not just the kelp farm. So I want it to be hidden. I don't want it to be visual. So I don't want you to be able to see it. I want to keep the kind of like theme going on. But as you can see, I don't know whether or not you notice it in video format, but it's so much smoother here. And I'm getting a nearly about 200 FPS consistently when I'm at the Megabase. And I wasn't getting this previously because of a few things. And it's to do with the mobs again. So with Optifine, I wasn't able to sort out like the mobs and how they spawn and what shadows they'd give off. But the main issue was actually the bubbles. So the bubbles, what was spawning from this farm, was just creating an insane amount of lag, and I couldn't turn off the bubbles. There was no way for me to turn off the bubbles. You can try to remove all particles, but you can only reduce them to certain parts. And then I also want particles like this. I want particles on the torches. I want particles everywhere else. So it wasn't really that feasible, and it still was only keeping me around 20 FPS. So when I was doing like live streams, it just looked really choppy. So it was awful, but now I can run it quite smoothly. And the one thing with sodium is when you cannot see a block, it pretty much doesn't render in the particles for it. So say I'm behind this wall here, it will actually load in the all the torches which is behind here, and it won't load in the bubbles because I can't see it. But as soon as I can see it, it will then start loading in the stuff, which is very nice. I think you'll be able to notice it maybe in like the distance. I think maybe it might have a certain distance radius as well on it, so it only shows particles within a certain radius view, which is very cool, because it doesn't even show the bubbles here when I'm looking at here, but as soon as I dive down, which I'll show you here, you start to see the bubbles. But as you can see, there's just so many bubbles, and yeah, I already just started having a bit of lag now. As you can see, it's definitely a lot better using sodium, so I'm going to be using sodium from now on at a consistent rate. But there's actually one other thing what I need to show you before we actually start doing the kelp farm, which is just something what Neely has recently added into the shopping district. And I haven't been in the shopping district in a while, other than actually something else what he's actually made, which I'm using at the moment, which I'm probably going to have to go and get some more stuff, is he made a redstone shop. So we're going to have to check that out. Don't know if anybody else has made any other cool things in the shopping district, but let's just jump over there, see what there is in the shopping district, and then we'll get onto the kelp farm after that. So here I am in the shopping district. I mean, pretty much the center of town, and yeah, I'll walk about and I'll see what's happened, but there's a few spoilers what I don't want to show in the Nether, so I'm not really showing the Nether too much. I'm kind of just jumping from place to place. But the loot box, we had a live stream what happened, and this is something what I've started working on, but I haven't really got around to doing it. I need to start doing that. That's another project what I've got. It's quite a lot of projects what I've got going on at the moment. But pretty much I spent, I think, at least 40 diamonds here at the loot box on Adam's live stream, which is Adley, if you don't know who it is. And pretty much, yeah, I didn't get anything good. I didn't get any of the rare or the jackpot. I didn't get either of them. I only got one red, I believe, which was uncommon, and then a lot of white, so I got a lot of iron from it. But that's pretty much everything. I don't think there's been any updates to up here. Maybe there is. Maybe there's is there any updates up here? No. Okay, so there's no updates yet to this. I can't remember what the name of it is. I don't know if has he got a sign about what the name is? No. Nope. No. Okay, so there's no name. Or is there a name? There's no name. Okay, we need a name. Neil, get your name down. Get the name down on this place. I can't remember what it is. I know it's Mario Kart, but I know he has a specific name for it. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But yeah, there's pretty much not been too much new added other than the one thing which I was pointing out, and obviously the iron shop, the redstone shop I was mentioning. So if you walk along here, and this is Keris's fireworks shop, walk down the Diagon Alley-esque, Neely's actually added in 2 new stores, so it's pretty much just expanded. It's the exact same exterior, but he's expanded it on so it kind of looks like it. And we've actually got someone who's here, and I think he's working on something, so I'm not going to show it. Adam, as I'm speaking of him, he's pretty much here, and he must be making something in this shop. Yeah, I don't want to ruin that, but pretty much this is the redstone. So redstone wizardry, I've been buying a lot of stuff from in here, and the reason why I've just been buying stuff in here, it's more convenient. I have the diamonds. I have plenty of diamonds. I have enough diamonds to spend, and it just saves me crafting up stuff and getting every item and having junk laying about everywhere. So it's got pretty much everything you need for redstone. I think what I've been buying a lot of is pistons. I may need to buy a few more of these for the farm. I don't know. I know I'm going to have to buy more observers, so I may do that whilst I'm here. Yeah, so it's good prices, 16 for 1 diamond. Like I said, it's all about convenience, and I've got diamonds, so if we check how many diamonds I've still got, yeah, I've still got 47 blocks of diamonds, so I've still got plenty of diamonds. So I'm just going to buy some of these whilst I'm here. These are obviously all the other ones that I've bought previously when I was here. 2 more stacks I think should suffice enough, and then I don't think there's anything else. I feel like I may end up using daylight sensors. I may incorporate them into the Megabase so that it's not constantly lit up during the day, so it looks a bit better and it's not having torches. And then we can use some cool things using lanterns, etc, etc. Heard an arrow fire. I don't know what he's doing over there, but he's doing something naughty. I don't think I need any more hoppers. I believe that I bought them, even though I've got so many iron and so much wood. But yeah, Neil has definitely become now the richest Minetopia, outside of me still owning all the blocks inside of my shop over here. But I haven't actually checked this shop in a while, so I'm going to check and see what items I've got. Oh, and there's a staircase here. It has a sign on it. Who's making this staircase? Game. Ooh, someone's making a game. Ooh, that is very interesting. I'm not going to spoil that too much, but I wasn't aware of that. But let's check in here, because I haven't checked in here in a very long while. And sea lanterns, we're nearly out of them, so we've actually been selling these, which is very nice. 12 diamonds. I can stack this up quite easily because I've been AFKing so much at the farm, and I've got a lot of stuff now, and it's been working perfectly ever since I changed and altered it in the last episode. I'm selling a few emeralds, which is very nice as well. Cannot complain with selling a few emeralds. Don't think we've sold anything else though. I need to stock this up because I can make a lot of this now. As I was saying, I may reduce this price down to 1 block for 64 now because I don't really need too much dark prismarine, so I may alter that as well. But I'll take 18 diamonds, and we may as well go check my other shops whilst I'm here, because why not? I've got 3 shops here so far, and this is just the run. What you got to do? Someone's actually bought another pass. I didn't believe there was that many members who haven't bought a pass yet, so I cannot complain about that. Someone else has given us another 9 diamonds. I may need to make more passes, but we have actually had someone who's left the server, and that was Holiday, so Holiday has left the server. So we do constantly look for new members and potentially people who would join the server, but you have to be a content creator. So if you do join over to the Discord, which is the fan Discord, we do actually have a form which you can fill out, and then we would look through them and potentially invite you. But you have to make content, you have to be a content creator, whether that's Twitch or YouTube. And also you have to be 18, because I'll get this asked quite a lot of times. You have to be 18 at least to join the server, because we want people to be at least kind of respectful of each other, and we don't want people griefing or stealing stuff. Let's just check anything else. I don't believe we would have sold too much of anything else, honestly. We sold some string, which is surprising, so I'm going to have to restock the string up, which is quite nice. We sold some spectral arrows, cannot complain about that. Is there anything else I sold? Speedy. No. Okay, so we haven't sold anything else. But I cannot complain with 2 shops we've been to, 34 diamonds. That's pretty much made back what I gambled, and I didn't win too much back from Adam's shop, so that's it. And there was a sneak peek of what's going on, what I was originally came here for, but I will show you that after this. So I'm just going to run through here. I'm going to check if there's anything, because I don't want to bore you by checking every single barrel, but I'm going to jump. We've got 35 diamonds at the moment, so we'll see how many we get just from here. So usually we get around about a stack of diamonds, probably every few weeks here. It really depends. At first it was very, very booming because everybody was buying stuff, and there wasn't even my XP farm, so people couldn't really get too much XP, and they didn't want to waste the time, so they just spend money at my bookshop. Whereas now there's the XP farm, so they can do that, like I just mentioned. But then everybody's pretty much got their armor, unless they die and lose their stuff. That's when they come back here to get stuff, or unless they're making like backup armor and stuff like that. But we managed to make 46 diamonds from this, so in total we made a stack and a quarter, which I cannot complain about from just doing my free shops. It's just literally leaving the stuff here from previously, from my grinding out. But now we're finally onto, I don't want to show it, but it is this. And you may be wondering what this is if you haven't seen Neil's episode. I would recommend checking it out. But this is the Great Minetopian Block Hunt. And basically what Neil is doing, he's made a, I don't know if actually, maybe does he have a book what I can read? Okay, no, this is a prize for the first week. So, yeah, I mean, you basically, oh, it's got, okay, so I think this might explain it a bit better than what I would try explain without it. Okay, so welcome to the Great Minetopian Block Hunt. This is a server-wide event that is free to enter but yields great rewards. What is the Great Minetopian Block Hunt, you may ask? I would have put that myself, but it is a scavenger hunt to collect as many unique items, as in not more than one of each item, which I am aware of of the mini blocks now being sold by wandering traders. So we've recently just updated and we've added this in. So we did a vote whether or not we want mini blocks in the actual server, and we all said yes. So now wandering traders actually sell mini blocks, which we previously didn't have. So we actually have a use for the wandering traders now. But yeah, so he basically wants as many wandering traders blocks. He basically wants every unique little block. To enter, simply pick a chest, place your name and a sign and attach to it, and then start filling your chest with as many unique mini blocks as you can. Each individual unique block will count towards your total, and duplicates of the blocks will not count towards your score. And then it'll pretty much be collected by November 1st. So that's hopefully basically this is when he hopes to have got all the blocks. So he may end up getting them all then. I don't know whether or not he will. It depends how many people see the wandering traders, because at first we had a few issues where we weren't getting that many wandering traders, but now we do. So it might be sooner than that. But yeah, so it's pretty much soon. Every week you're going to get a prize if the person who's submitted that many that week. And then it has a grand prize for the individual who collects the most at the end of the entire event. So pretty much, yeah, this is going over everything. And I believe this is the grand prize, what he's got. So he's actually worked quite hard on the grand prize. And gold blocks aren't really that useful for me. But diamond blocks, I cannot complain with diamond blocks, that's all. And then this. So this is a netherite block. So this is 9 netherite. 9. So he spent, I think, about 5 hours collecting netherite for his armor himself and for this block. And I think 9 netherite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I only have like 7 or 8 netherite so far. So that would literally double the amount of netherite I've got. So it would be something useful to work towards. I think there's only a few people who have started submitting stuff. So we've got Adam, and we've got Kip, and then we've got Lynx. I believe Lynx has actually submitted quite a few already. Yeah, so he's already got at least 13 here, which is, yeah, he's got a good start. He's got a good start. I haven't actually seen a wandering trader yet. So when I do, I'm going to make sure I buy his stuff. Adam hasn't put anything, and Kip hasn't put anything. So let's just destroy one of these signs. I'll pick this one. Lucky number 3, further on. And, well, I need to place it down. And I'll put my name on it. So whenever we see any wandering traders, we'll trade for the mini blocks. And hopefully we do get this prize. I don't know whether or not we will. It basically depends on who's the most active inside the overworld rather than being in the nether. So yeah, and if you've got an area which is spawnable. So if you're doing more AFK, you might miss them. And at my Megabase, I may end up missing them just because they might be behind a wall. So we'll see. But I do want to get some of the miniature blocks for myself, because I think there will be a very high value, especially when we get the miniature blocks of diamond blocks or miniature netherite blocks. It'll be very, very expensive to trade with other people. Oh, and I think you only get 5 blocks when you trade each time. So yeah, that's very, very cool. So yeah, that's very cool. I'm happy. If you haven't seen the episode, I'd check it out. It's Neely's episode, as I said. But let's get into going over the kelp farm, and I'll explain what I'm doing with the kelp farm and how it's going to function before I actually start building it, and I'll jump into a time lapse. So the kelp farm, what we're going to be using is actually Kmon's design, and that is pretty much, I don't know whether or not it's something what he designed for himself. I believe it is, but maybe there might have been other people who've done similar things, because it's not too complicated in terms of redstone and how it works. But pretty much we're going to have kelp, which is going to be 1 high, and it's going to go all the way along here. And then we're going to have a piston going along here. Actually, we're going to have it raised up, then we'll have a piston, and then we'll have an observer on top of it. So whenever it grows, it's basically going to get pushed out, and that'll be destroyed, and then it will all float up. So we're going to have water pretty much covering this entire surface when we create it. So it'll all raise up to the top, and then we're going to have water stream which runs across. So it will kind of like move across to one side, and then we're going to have another water stream which pushes from this side all the way to this side, and then we're going to be collecting all of the kelp up here. So I'm going to end up making like a little house bit or kind of building here where it's going to collect it, and then it's all going to be going inside of a smelter, which is actually, I believe it's not a smelter, it's a smoker, because kelp is classed as food if I have it. Yeah, so it's a smoker which I'm putting inside of, and then we can smelt into the dried kelp, and then from there we can smith it, we can craft it even. Don't know where I got smithing from. But yeah, we can craft it up into the dried kelp blocks, which is then what we use for the furnaces, and we can end up replenishing the smokers themselves with the dried kelp. So it's pretty much going to be self-sufficient. This should be, because what his design, I believe it's only like 14 wide, what he's got. So it's not as long as this. I believe this might be even like 20 wide. I'm not 100% sure. But previously in his design, he had it so that the water stream came like 8 or 9 blocks, and then it came 8 or 9 blocks from the other side, and it'd meet in the middle, and then it'd drop down. Whereas I'm wanting to keep it going all the way across and all the way out here. So I'm still using his design. I'm just tweaking it a little bit to my needs, so it's not exactly the same as his. And then, like I said, we're going to be collecting it up here, and then eventually I feel like we're going to be feeding it directly into the sorting system, which is going to be in the middle. So other than that, I'll get out of the way of rambling, because it's been a very rambly episode and very much just a big catch up with what's going on. But yeah, this is what happens. There's a lot of stuff what has not really been too filmable. I could have filmed myself building these, but I feel like once I start building the middle bit, it's going to look a lot better when I film it. So yeah, let's just jump into this time lapse. Let's just build it up, and hopefully it works out fine, even though it might be a bit of a pain to build. After about an hour's worth of work and trying to figure this thing out, I finally got it functioning. And the pain about this was the fact how I didn't use it how you would normally do it, make it, and you'd put water sources all the way up. So basically, I had to place in the water at the top, and then I had to fill the entire thing up with kelp, and I had to bone mill all the kelp up to get it to the point where it was all source blocks, so that the water flowed up to the top, flowed into the side over here. As you see, it's working as I'm speaking. Kelp is coming up, and then it comes along this water source along here, along the compact ice, and then it goes all the way over to this other end where it's going to lead into 2 smokers. I think, actually, 3 smokers. And basically, oh, I'm just falling over. I am going to be decorating this update where everything at the moment is very 2-dimensional. It's not very, got much of depth to it. And then I also had the issue where I was placing down blocks along here because I wanted to put the source blocks. But every time I place a block in here, it pushed. Actually, I wanted to place the blocks on here because I wanted the water source block to be on top of here. But every time I place these blocks and I put any water source, it updated it, pushed the pistons, and it basically pushed all the blocks here. So I had to rearrange all these. So there's like sometimes there's glass underneath this and sometimes isn't. Didn't really make a difference because there's a bit of a gap here. But yeah, basically, it was a bit of a pain to do. It was a lot harder than I thought I had to do. I had to remove all the redstone and then replace all the redstone. And then, yeah, it just wasn't exactly that much of a fun task to be doing. But we've got it working. So I basically need to tidy this up and put like a roof on it. Put some glass along the top so we don't get anything like going out of the way. And make sure it's spawn proofed as well. I've lit up around the backside because there's a bit of a backside on it. But that's all lit up. I believe you can still see the backside here. Yep. So this is all lit up. So I can place all the blocks here and cover this for now. But I will be doing pillars out, like I was saying. So I'll be doing a circle out. I'll probably be doing one out here. And then I'm also going to be doing a circle out of here to cover it over. And this is the collection system. So like I was saying, there'll be a big circle out here. I have a big roof on it. And pretty much I've got it so it leads into these 3 hoppers. So the first one will be collecting the majority of them. But some of them seem to be leading into this one. So I've got it at the moment. I'm using blaze rods to power it because I don't have any kelp, but I've actually got this much kelp so far what I've collected up, and I've also got quite a bit what's in my shulker boxes, so I might as well put them in, get all the dried kelp going, and yeah, I'm pretty sound with it. Usually what you'd be doing here is I'd place in the dried kelp blocks into here and I could basically fill them up. And the reason why I've done at least 3 collection systems, because this farm there's quite a lot of blocks. I don't think it's 64, but I think maybe it's like 40 blocks. I could probably check it now, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember off the top of my head. So that's 89. That's 10. That's 20. That's 30. So there's like 34 blocks. 34 blocks per row. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 34 times by 5, that is 100 and it's like 150 something. Or 160 something, maybe. Maybe, yeah, 100, or maybe it's 170. Yeah, 170 sounds right. I don't know if my maths is correct now, I'm just trying to do off the top of my head. But I think it's about 170, so pretty much it flows pretty quickly. Hopefully it doesn't cause any lag onto the server because there's so many pistons and so many observers function at the same time. And pretty much every time that anything grows, as you can see, it pretty much triggers all of them, I would assume it does. I think that's how it works. So if this one grows one higher, it will pretty much push everything out what's on this row, which is very good. But like I was saying, it could cause some lag, so that's the reason why I've added it in over there, so it has like a bit of a safety net in case I do end up getting to the point where I'm filling it up. But I've noticed seems to be a bit of an issue here. So I have water flowing along here. I think it's if something comes here, it can get stuck there. That might be a slight bit of an issue, unless it catches onto that. Okay, so that just held there. Yeah, that seems to be a bit of an issue. So I may have to do something where basically I lower this down and this will be lower down and then it'll flow along because it doesn't necessarily need to be at the same height. And then it'll just have a continuous flow of water then with the ice. And then I'd have to lower it down again and lower it down again. And pretty much then it comes into this bit where this is soul sand anyways. If I just wind my way through here, this is soul sand, so it pushes it up. So that doesn't necessarily need to be that exact height. I could push it down lower and it'd still feed up into the system where it pushes straight along. So I may actually push that down and sort that out. But that is pretty much all I've got to show at the moment. I was originally, like I was saying, I wanted to be pushing out these videos every Sunday, but as I'm currently speaking, it is pretty much 9 o'clock on Sunday and I haven't even got to editing yet. So this is probably going to be up on Monday. I do apologize for it being late, but as you can tell, I've been trying to do quite a lot of stuff. And yeah, I've just been caught up on time. I've also been getting myself back into the gym, so it's kind of trying to balance the gym, doing stuff on this, doing reactions at the same time. But I'll get into swings. Also, I've had other spins with family, and yeah, but pretty much I'm going to be doing a live stream because there's no point me just editing this and not doing a live stream and missing a live stream because then I'll be missing this upload date and the live stream. So I'm going to do the live stream, and then I'm probably going to check in after the live stream and I'm going to show you the progress and then finish it up and render it out in the morning. So it should be up sometime on Monday. The live stream is over. I did an hour and nearly 20 minutes worth of live streaming and we actually managed to build not only one thing, but it did take quite a while to come up with the design and fix it up. But this is what we've done. So we've actually added up some little pillars up here. I really do want to sort out this wall, but for now, it looks a lot better than it was before as just a flat wall. Kind of gives it a bit of depth. And then we've got the roof, which I'm pretty happy with how the roof looks. Just because the shape where it comes up, it's got this, it's all spawn proof as well, which is very, very nice. I don't have to light it up at all. But pretty much we have some slabs and then it goes into stairs with slabs and then stairs and yeah, so on and so forth. And then we have this kind of little accent bit, which is the black stone, which I do like the addition to it. It kind of breaks up the color a bit. And then we have the front bit here, which also is very jarring. It's very flat. But for now, it works for now. I'm eventually going to get to the point where I'm going to be detailing a lot of this build and kind of actually adding, yeah, just the detail because it needs the detail. But we also fixed it inside, so I'll break into one of the blocks. I don't know which block is best to break into. Maybe this one. Okay, so yeah, as you can see here, it's a bit dark, but you can see what's happening here. So what I was saying, what previously I wanted to do, this was originally all just a flat layer. But now we've got it so it drops down each layer where it would have had a fence gate. So then there's going to be a constant flow all the time. And then we've got this little glass roof as well, just so there isn't anything spawning. And that's also spawn proof there. And then that is also lit down there because I left that unlit. But everything now is spawn proofed, which is very, very nice. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's still kelp there, which is good. And it all just flows straight back into it before. And it still goes into the same system what it was at first, which is all I really wanted to do. I did want to get a start on the project, which is probably going to be for the next video. Can I get out? Come on. Hey. What do you mean I'm underneath that block? Stop lying to me. What about if I run and jump into it? Okay, I clipped. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, I promise. Yes. Yes. See, I am good at flying. I've lost track of what I was saying. I was going to do something, but I feel like I'm going to leave that for the next episode. I'm going to surprise you guys. And yeah, we'll catch up with what I'm going to do. Like I said, it's something in the nether. And that's pretty much all I've got for today. I hope you did enjoy, even though there isn't too much what I've actually done in this episode in comparison to the other episodes, what I usually do on the Minetopia. But it's something different, and it's still getting the content out to you guys. Better than me leaving it and not letting you guys know what's up. But if you do want to ever know what's happening with the videos, if they're not coming out on time, just follow me over on my Twitter. I always post funny stuff. I post loads of random stuff, just updates within like the YouTube world and my life. And yeah, I'll just talk to you guys over there as well. And then obviously there's a fan Discord, which I've mentioned in the episode. Probably going to plug it as many times. If you want to join the fan Discord, you can message us in there. There's plenty of people who've joined it already. We've got memes going on. You can network yourself, so you can post videos if you want us to try see it and you want us to give some feedback to you. But don't just spam videos, otherwise we're just going to kick you. It's pretty plain and simple. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the progress and you like how it's coming along. There's a lot of detailing. But other than that, I hope that you have a great day, and I shall see you in the next video.